Before we get into This Week in Hearthstone, I think we should check in with Nova. She's kind of been resting, getting ready for her big video debut that we'll be having coming out later this month, and let's go chat with her. See, Nova, you look very calm, you look very rested, and you look like you're getting ready, and well, she's just being cute and hanging around the bed, and we'll be recording it pretty soon, be out by the end of the month. But anyways, let's get into This Week in Hearthstone.
Let's get salty!
Hey everyone, and welcome to the 68th edition of This Week in Hearthstone, our weekly news recap series where we take a look at all the news and events in the past week in the Hearthstone world. And you may have noticed there's not a lot going on in the Hearthstone world these days, other than, you know, the expansion and some cheating stuff in Wild and Standard. But other than that, there hasn't been a lot going on. And well, I think that all changes either later today or tomorrow. And that's our top story, where we'll cover what I expect to be a major patch being announced as early as today. We'll talk about what I think we'll have, what I hope it'll have, and when I expect it to be announced, and when I expect it to go live, as well as the mailbag segment where I answer your questions. So the next patch that is basically, that has been confirmed as patch 22.2, just so you know, 23.0, that patch would be the next expansion, which will be like the next rotation and all that stuff. That'll be probably in April, but yeah, 22.2. We've already had some things confirmed that will be coming out for it. That's been leaked a little bit, although intentionally by the devs. And then there's some other things that are coming, and as well, we'll talk about what I think's coming out. So what am I talking about? What's been confirmed and all of that? Well, don't get too excited about what's been confirmed unless you're really into Hearthstone Mercenaries. That's right. Big Mercenaries update coming soon with 22.2. They're gonna release the training grounds. I actually had a video on that way long ago where you can like spend gold to unlock it, and then you can like level up mercenaries while you're not playing. Yeah, good luck. Don't spend your gold on that unless you really love mercs, and if you do, then you don't care about leveling up to 30 because it's not hard at all. Kind of a weird unnecessary feature, but yeah, it's coming in, as well as some new mercenary characters, new zones, new bounties, the training grounds, that's what I mentioned, and a mercenaries equipment change where the third equipment no longer comes from task 7. Instead, you have to clear the heroic bounty with them on your team, which is actually a pain in the ass, and I much rather do task 7. So feels like every change they make is just more grindy. And they said the next major patch after that, there'll be a possible new feature. Wow, that's incredible. And after that, endgame system for PvE. So maybe they'll have that gauntlet mode I asked for a while ago, but I feel like, I don't know, I feel like the train has sailed on mercs for like the vast majority of people. Even the content creators like Roarin just don't even bother with it anymore. There's balance issues with like Valyria in it. It's just, yeah, I'm not sold on mercs, and I'm a guy who's actually done over 1,000 tasks for achievements because that's who I am, and I still, even with that, I'm not really enjoying it. But there's other stuff confirmed as well. Basically, the achievement bug. The achievements, we all know I'm the achievement grinder, talking about the mercs there with the 1,000 achievement or 1,000 tasks, that finally the bugged achievements should be fixed next expansion, like the paladin weapon, or taking damage, reducing damage with the paladin weapon does not work yet. There's other ones that are bugged that you can work around, but yeah, Celestalon confirmed that patch 22.2, the next major patch, will have that. And well, what else is coming out? We don't know exactly, but let's go over my predictions of over what it'll be, what I hope it'll be, and go from there. So first off, mini set not happening. We're not getting the mini set this soon. It's only been a month since the expansion came out. That's not going to come out probably till February. I would expect the next major patch after this one, we'll see the mini set. So I've got asked a lot of questions. Is the mini set coming soon? Not quite yet. It's not quite that time. However, for ladder, I do expect standard to get a balance patch, which would probably address rogue. I would expect rogue to get hit. Let's switch panels so I can show screenshots of if I'm talking about something. So yeah, I talked about the nerfs for rogue, but Wild Pawn Null in particular, I would expect to get hit, as well as maybe Scabs and possibly Cloak of Shadows. Those are the cards that stick out, but for the most part, if you're looking at standard, if you get past rogue, there's a lot of balance. It's just rogue is above and beyond everything, and I think they'll see that and address it accordingly. For wild, I do expect a change. Quest Warrior, Quest Hunter, both have been insane for too long, and there's a whole fiasco and problems with cheating when it comes to Sorcerer's Apprentice and Ignite it's built up to the point where they can justify doing a wild balance patch of some sort. I think it's come together where it's like, okay, we can't just say it's on our radar, we'll see what the mini set will do in a month, you know? Like, if they're gonna claim they care about wild, they gotta do something, and I fully expect wild to get changed. So one, if not all of those cards will get affected either directly through a standard patch or through a ban in wild or a nerf in wild. So I expect to see all those decks addressed. And if they're not, I'm not going to be thrilled about it. We'll probably rant about it and I'll yell Blizzard and all that stuff. It should be a lot of fun as well as maddening because we want to have fun in the goddamn mode, right? We want to have fun playing Hearthstone. So yeah, but the biggest announcement I expect from this patch is Battlegrounds. I expect to get new content, whether it's a new tribe, a new event, something along those lines, a bunch of new minions. I expect to see a big Battlegrounds update. They're overdue. They haven't had anything since like that 2.0 launch, like way back when Diablo and all that stuff was brought in. That was like in the fall. So I expect Battlegrounds to get a big content update. So if you're into Battlegrounds, that's what I think the big news will be. I'd be very surprised if it's not, and I would be disappointed because Battlegrounds players, they deserve some cool stuff. They've been waiting patiently, so hopefully they get something. And yeah, duels might get minor updates and things like that, but that's kind of what to expect. And I expect the patch to be announced as early as today, later today, or as late as like Tuesday, Wednesday, with it going live next week. I would be surprised if it goes live this week. I would think next week it would go live, but maybe it goes live this week. That'd be awesome. And again, once this is announced and everything is revealed, I will cover it. We'll talk about what I like about it, what I dislike about it, all the usual stuff. But I thought I'd give you guys a heads up because I have so many people asking me, when's the mini set coming out? When's the patch? Like, what's going on? And wanted to provide you guys with that update. It's all speculation. I'll admit that, but hey, I'm usually pretty on point with a lot of this stuff. And lastly, we have the mailbag segment where I answer your questions. And again, if you have a question for me, leave a comment in the comments below with mailbag in the comment. And first we have Bailey asking, I'm a relatively new player, been playing since around September. I'm one of the new menu totally blind players. I was wondering, should I bother trying to complete the entire 6 expansion standard set? It's already completed Forged through Fractured through Alterac, so the last 3 expansions this year. I'm still not getting the decks I could. I have little interest in Wild though, thoughts. So by the way, blind community, welcome to Hearthstone. There's like, apparently I got contacted by this guy, like a dev who's been working making Hearthstone accessible for the blind, and it sounds like it's working well. I actually talked to the community manager about it to see if they're like in touch with them, and they are. So that's awesome. Welcome. And it's really cool that the technology is there for you guys to be able to join us and play the game. And in regards to your question, I think rotation will be occurring in like 4 months. It usually happens early April or late March. So if you want to hold off and you don't care about Wild at all, I would almost recommend just waiting, because you're going to have the new expansion to come out, and then all those cards going to Wild won't be good for you. And if you want to disenchant them all, you're not going to get a lot of dust return, right? The dust economy sucks. So unless you really want to get like those cool Skullomance cards for the most part to complete your deck, I feel like just wait it out till April. Maybe, you know, if you can get by with what you got, because again, yeah, these cards will rotate in like less than 4 months basically, and you might not feel it's worth it. But if you can't wait, then don't wait. But that'll be my recommendation. Next, Timothy Wood asks, do you think the Tavish hero card should get patched to more easily work in conjunction with the Hunter quest? For example, like Wildfire got slightly changed to better fit the Mage hero card. I feel like they've gotten such backlash over the United and Stormwind quests. They're not going to do anything to possibly buff them. Like, I don't know if it's something you would want to have, like, because that way you don't have to, like, if you change the interaction, you don't have to wait, and then you can get like Huffers every single turn. I feel like they don't want to buff that. I feel like, again, like I said, they've had such backlash regarding United and Stormwind, and every change has just been to make the quests worse pretty much since then. I'd be very surprised. Like, they typically want to buff stuff that's like coming out or has just come out, and to buff something that's like from a prior set that is very contentious and polarized, I'd be very surprised if they would make that change. I think it would make sense, honestly, because I thought that's how the interaction would work to begin with, but I don't see it happening, if I'm going to be real with you. Next, Adam asked, do you think the achievement system will be able to recognize eventually owning all the Nax cards if you own them before the implementation of the achievement system? It seems like a simple fix as when you go to the adventure, it states if you earn said cards. No, I don't think so, because even with like Arena, I have 12 and O's with like every class, and that doesn't recognize it retroactively. And they've already done a retroactive patch to have all your Arena wins calculated. Like, they probably could figure it out, but it would probably take them time and resources. And it's an achievement system they don't really, they're not passionate about. It doesn't make them money. I think they could do it. I don't think they will do it, though. I'd be shocked to see that, but maybe they'll prove me wrong, but I just can't see it because, again, it doesn't make them money. It's very rare they make changes that will, not affect the bottom line. And lastly, Unstuck asks, please highlight the inability to use filters on mobile for anything other than standard for months now. Wild, Classic, Brawl, you can't use filters to search for cards. This bug needs to be fixed as well as other bugs in a quality of life patch. I've seen this posted a lot on Reddit, on Twitter. The devs are aware of it. I haven't really bugged them about it because I've seen them respond to other threads. They are looking at updating it and fixing it. It's a complete pain in the ass. I don't know why it takes so long. It does work in Mercenaries, apparently, the search filter. But yeah, I've had that problem because I was like achievement hunting. I was doing it on my phone at times because it's very grindy, and then I'm like, I want to search cards and I can't even do that, and then like trying to filter through the mana cost takes a long time in Wild. So yeah, I know they're aware of it, so be aware they're aware of it, but whether they fix it accordingly, that's a whole different story. And yeah, hopefully that gets addressed soon. So there you go. That's This Week in Hearthstone. If you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. Have a great day and stay salty, my friends.